Oh, dear me. What a palaver at that supermarket, and all because of this COVID thing. We had to follow a one-way system, so I started up the first aisle, and coming towards me from the opposite direction was this huge guy, who obviously was not going to stop. He expected me to move for him. Well, nobody tells me what to do. I can tell you that. So I stood my ground, and would you believe it, there were other people following him, and they were angry. One woman was even shaking her fist at me. Couldn't believe it. Well, I just said to myself, Agnes, you're just going to have to push through them. And then up comes a shop assistant, grabs hold of my trolley, turns me round with the trolley, escorted me back the way I'd come and up into the next aisle. There's no family contact allowed, so Catherine and Isabel, they're my nieces. They can't even come and visit. Mind you, they never come here anyway. I can't imagine why. And as for Roger, that so-called nephew of mine, I told him never to darken my door again after what he did. Oh, that's Mr. McIntosh across the road again. Always toots. Toots when he leaves, toots when he comes back, toots when he washes his car. I suppose it's just to make sure it still toots. One of these days, I'm going to tell him to stop all that tooting. He's supposed to be working from home. He's always away somewhere. I don't know how he gets any work done. This used to be such a nice, quiet neighbourhood. I had more trouble at the supermarket this morning. I tried to complain, but I got nowhere. So I asked if I could speak to the manager. Oh, and sure enough, down he comes, all hoity-toity, looking at me as if I was something he'd picked up in the sole of his shoe. Well, I can tell you, nobody looks at me like that. I came straight back home and phoned their head office, when I got an answering machine telling me that they weren't taking calls at this time. So I sent an email. Oh, I was very polite. I just detailed what I was complaining about and what I wanted them to do about it. And guess what? I got an email back saying that they weren't replying to any emails at this time. I saw Jessie Crawford earlier on out in the street today. I don't think she saw me because I had to swerve to avoid her. She had a face mask on outside. Mind you, it wasn't much of a mask. It was just a scarf wrapped round her face. As if that would make any difference. So I said to her, "What's that round your mouth, Jessie?" And she said, "It's my mask. I don't want to get the COVID." At least, that's what I think she said, because it was all muffled. Anyway, I just told her straight, "Jessie, that's not a proper face mask. It's only a scarf. That's not going to make much difference. You need to get a proper face mask, the kind you get from the chemist. I don't think she was very pleased, because she went off in a huff and made some remark as she passed me. I don't know what it was, because it was all muffled. That was the window cleaner for his money. I had to have a few choice words with him. Last time he was here, he missed out one of my windows. Imagine that. I had to wash one of them windows myself. Anyway, I just told him straight I was deducting 50 pence from his bill this time for the window he missed last time. He went absolutely ballistic. I thought he was going to have a fit. He went red in the face, and I have never heard language like it. So I just said to him, "You're too fat to be climbing ladders, and at your age you should be thinking of retiring." He's not coming back. That's the third window cleaner I've had this year. Can you hear that? That's the dog next door. I don't know why they had to get a dog that size. Anyway, on Monday morning when I went out, it had done its business right at my gatepost. Well, I wasn't having that, so I scooped up the mess, left it on their doorstep with a note asking them to make sure it didn't do it again. They don't talk to me anymore. Funnily enough, this morning I saw another dog doing its business in exactly the same place. That's that Mr. McIntosh again. He's doing it deliberately. I told him straight to his face that I was sick of hearing it. He wasn't the least bit bothered, and now he's ignoring me in the street. I hear he works for the supermarket. Small world, isn't it? I phoned the doctor for an appointment yesterday, but that snooty receptionist said that they weren't making appointments for face-to-face consultations unless it was an emergency. Well, I can tell you that it's an emergency as far as I'm concerned. But would she budge? She would not. She told me to contact the NHS website. I ask you, how can a website examine an ingrowing toenail? I'd like a wee glass of sherry in the evening. Just one, mind you. I used to go to a ladies' coffee morning in the public library on a Wednesday morning, but of course that's all had to stop with this COVID. They decided to have their meetings on the Zoom thingamy on the internet. I only found out it by accident when Senga at the post office happened to mention it. Annie, the social convener, self-appointed, said that she sent out an email to everybody, but she must have missed me out by mistake. Anyway, I logged in, and would you believe this, that I was put on mute during the meeting? And what even worse, Annie refuses to discuss the matter. Oh, maybe I should have kept quiet. Least said, soonest mended. Maybe they'd still be speaking to me. Where am I going to find a new window cleaner?